Living from I am, the state of effortless fulfillment. Close your eyes for a moment. Not to visualize, not to practice anything, not to try. Just close them. Breathe slowly, as if time itself has stopped for you, because in this moment it has. Feel the weight of your body resting where it is. Feel the simple rhythm of breath moving in and out, without instruction, without effort, without permission. You are not doing it. It is happening through you. Your heart is beating without your control. Your lungs are working without your command. Life itself is unfolding in perfect coordination without asking for your help. And it has always been this way. Now, open your eyes and consider something deeply. If the same intelligence that keeps you alive manages every breath, every heartbeat, every cell in your body without struggle, why do you believe your desires require struggle? Why do you think love, money, healing, success or change must be forced into existence through stress, anxiety, and effort? Where did you learn that life must be fought for? Because what I want to suggest to you is this. Everything you've been taught about struggle is backwards. And tonight, we correct it. Most people believe manifestation is force. They believe they must push, strive, grind, and exhaust themselves into receiving what they want, as if the universe is a strict system that only rewards enough effort. So they visualize with tension, they affirm with desperation, they pray with anxiety disguised as faith, and then they wonder why nothing moves, why life feels heavy, why desire always feels almost there but never arrives. Here is why. Because anxiety is an assumption. Every time you strive from desperation, you are silently declaring one thing. It is not yet mine. And consciousness, your creative power, does not respond to what you want. It responds to what you assume. So it faithfully mirrors your inner state back to you. More waiting, more delay, more not yet. Not as punishment, but as reflection. So what is the alternative? Not effortlessness in the sense of doing nothing, not apathy, not giving up, but something far more powerful. Inner certainty. Think of a woman in early pregnancy. Nothing visible has changed. There is no proof yet, no confirmation, and yet she does not spend her days wondering if it is real. She does not try to force growth. She simply knows. And that knowing changes everything about how she moves through life. That is the state. Not hoping, not trying, not chasing, but quietly settled in the feeling, it is already done. Not someday, not eventually, not after effort. Done. And notice something important. The world has taught you to distrust ease. It says, if it's easy, it's not real. If it flows, it must be suspicious. If it's not hard, you don't deserve it. So when you hear relax, something inside resists, because you've been trained to believe if I stop struggling, everything will collapse. But look deeper at that belief. It is really saying, I trust my anxiety more than I trust life itself. And that is the real trap. Because struggle is not power. Struggle is an assumption of resistance, and life always reflects that assumption back to you. Now imagine something different. Imagine you are no longer creating from fear, but from knowing. Your inner dialogue begins to soften. Instead of, what if it doesn't happen? What if I fail? What if I missed my chance? There is silence. Not because you forced it, but because the question itself no longer makes sense. You cannot ask, what if it doesn't come, when, in your deepest state, it already has. And something shifts in the body too. The tension begins to release. The breath deepens naturally. The shoulders drop without effort. You are no longer bracing for life. You are meeting it. And this is the state people feel around you before they understand it. Stillness, presence, quiet certainty. Then something remarkable happens. Life begins to reorganize, not through force, but through alignment. The right words appear at the right time. The right opportunities arrive unexpectedly. The right path reveals itself without struggle. Not because you chased it, but because you stopped resisting it. Now hear this clearly. You are not being asked to stop acting. You are being asked to change the state from which you act. There is action born from anxiety, and it drains you. And there is action born from certainty, and it flows through you. One feels like survival, the other feels like expression. Think of a seed. A farmer doesn't dig it up every day to check progress. He plants it and trusts the process, not because he hopes it will grow, but because the law of growth is not his responsibility. It is already built into nature. Your assumption is the seed, consciousness is the soil, and life is the unfolding. Your only role is not to interfere, not to doubt, not to dig it up with anxiety, but to remain in the knowing, it is done. And yes, there will be moments that challenge this. Delays, contradictions, apparent evidence to the contrary. And in those moments, you will feel the old impulse return. See, it's not working. But that is the moment of choice. You can react to appearances, or you can return to assumption. Quietly, gently. This is old information, not my current reality. And you return not with effort, but with recognition. Over time, something profound happens. The outer world stops controlling your inner state, and instead, your inner state begins shaping your outer world. This is mastery, not control, not struggle, but stability of assumption. And there is a deeper rest available to you. The ancient idea of Sabbath is not a day, it is a state, a resting in completion, a consciousness that says, it is finished, it is good, and rests there, not because nothing is happening, but because nothing needs to be forced. So here is your invitation. Enter that rest, not as technique, not as performance, but as identity. The version of you who knows it is done no longer struggles like the version of you who hopes it will be. And they live in completely different realities, not because the world changed first, but because the assumption did. So breathe. Let your body soften. Let urgency fall away. And remember this. You are not here to earn life. You are here to accept it. Your desire is not a test. It is a promise already forming in consciousness. And the only thing required of you is to stop resisting it long enough to receive it. It is done. Rest in that.